how we can implement this in our database table. Again, this is two principles. The first one is, can the relationship be stored? And the second one is the solution simplest. Let's start. If you watch the video of one-to-many, right, you know that we only need to consider the foreign key. And we don't need to copy all the columns into the other table, right? So let's start with it. So let's start with the first solution, that I have the foreign key of the capital in here. This is the simplest solution because we only add one column only. Right? Does it store? Can it store the relationship? Let's see. C01 francs. We know that the capital of France is 05. CA05 Paris. Germany CA01 Berlin. Japan's Tokyo. Right? So CA03. And UK is London. Is it done? US Washington DC. So we can store the relationship. Very good. So let's check. Given a country, so for example, given Japan, can we retrieve the capital? Yes, we can, because we have this 03 in here. So given any country ID, we can retrieve its respective capital. From here, 03, so from here, we can retrieve the name, the area, and any other attributes it has. Vice versa, given a capital ID, so maybe given a capital ID 05, can we retrieve the country? So this is 05 in here. From 05, we can retrieve back, this is C01, and we know that from C01, from this row, we can retrieve name, population, and all the other attributes. It means that this solution is fine. It means that we can put the capital ID into the table country. Solution 1 is good. So let's explore if we have other solution. So instead of putting the capital ID, how about this one? We put the country ID in here. So let's see. We know that Berlin is capital of Germany, so the ID is C02. Good. Washington, C05. Tokyo, C03. London, C04, and Paris, C01. Oh, we can store the data. And again, given the capital ID, so C03, we can follow this record, and then we can get the respective ID, country ID, and from the country ID in here, we can easily retrieve all the other attributes. So from the capital ID, we can get the country ID. How about from the country ID, for example, 05, C05, can we retrieve the capital? Yes, we can. From this row, we can get this one, we can get the name, the area, and all the other attributes of the capital. It means that we can store the relations too. So this option 2 is fine too. So you know that this one, in this solution, we can either put the foreign key in the table country and in the capital country. We have two solutions, and both of them are fine. There's something more that I want to share, right? So what is the difference between one-to-one and one-to-many? Because in one-to-many, we can also add the foreign key into the one table, right? So the only difference is that this one has to be unique too, right? In one-to-many, this one is not unique. The foreign key is not unique, but one-to-one, this have to be unique. So which means that we never have another column, something called C02 in here, because C02 already in here. C02 cannot be here because this one cannot have some other ID C06. The name of the capital is something else with the same country C02. Because one country only has exactly or at most one capital. We don't have the situation happen, and because of that, the country ID or the foreign ID in one-to-one has to be unique. So, in conclusion, we have two solutions, and the foreign ID has to be unique. So in this video, I have shown you two solutions to implement the one-to-one relationship in database. In order to test your knowledge, there's a quiz over there. A department only has one head, and a head only has exactly one department. What are the possible structures of the database for this relationship? We have two table here. This is table of department with these 3 columns. B, 2 tables here. C, 2 tables here, and D, 3 tables here. There may be one solution or multiple solutions. Thank you very much for watching the video.